fact that the next president needs to do what we've done in Florida. If they're going to get the economy going, they've got to do what we've done here. So we're glad to answer any questions you have.
Governor, will you veto the state budget if you don't get your tax cuts or the education funding?
I'll go through the budget when it gets to me. My understanding is that the House today passed a tax cut package, and so I'll review it as I get it.
Governor, you have a lot of big names here, but this is a potentially unique big Republican field. You think that one of the ones invited here today has the best shot at winning?
I think the ones that are here are probably, one of them likely will be our next president, because I think a Republican's going to win. I think our country's ready for a change back to somebody that's going to help us get business going. Just think about our state. If we had a president that was thinking about how do we get more businesses, how do we get more jobs, we would even have more than the 865,000 jobs we've added.
So why not partner with the Republican Party of Florida for an event like this?
Well, this was individuals that I had the opportunity to get to know. I think all of them, other than Scott Walker, because he had a race at the same time, all of them campaigned with me. I think all of them campaigned with me last year. So it was an opportunity to highlight the direction of our state and also talk about the fact that the next president needs to do what we've done.
Governor, when you signed the Robinson Claim Bill, what do you have to say to the mother whose son was killed by that Lynx bus by a driver who had a lot of preventable accidents beforehand?
I haven't seen it, but when it reaches my desk, I'll review it.
Governor, I know you're still reviewing.
Governor, anything to say to the mother who's grieving over it?
I mean, anything that happens to anybody, your heart goes out to them. But when I get that, what I try to do is the legislature passes 250 to 300 bills a year. I always try to take my time, review the bill once it.
Governor, I know you're still reviewing the budget. I understand that, but what they're talking about the tax cut today is a fraction of what you had told the people you were going to push for. So if you get something much smaller, are you open to vetoing that?
The positive is the House has passed a tax cut package. We have a $1.8 billion surplus. We need to make sure we spend that money wisely, but I'm very appreciative that the Speaker has worked on cutting taxes.
Governor, what do you say to critics?
You said a couple times today that despite the presence of Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush in this race, you hope everybody comes to Florida to compete. Do you think you'll succeed in drawing them in and having them all come here to campaign?
I think so. It's 29 electoral votes. I think it's important to compete in the primary, and I think if you're planning on being the candidate, to be down here for the general. So I think it'd be good to compete. If you go back to my race in 2010, I walked in, everybody had endorsed my opponent pretty much in the Republican primary, but I ran on campaign and I won the election. I think this is still open for anybody to win that has the right ideas.
Have any of them told you privately, hey, maybe I want all your delegates, I want all of your electoral votes, but maybe I'm not gonna come down?
No. I'm very hopeful that all of them will compete. But look, it's 10 months? 10 months away. There's going to be a lot of changes.
Governor, has it helped you decide on a candidate? Or has it helped you decide on a candidate?
Well, I know each of these individuals, but I think it's still too early. I think we still need to listen to what their overall plans are and follow the race, and that's what I'll be doing.
When did you
what
feel
should
comfortable?
Florida do if the Supreme Court later this month eliminates Obamacare subsidies for I think more than 1 million of your residents, and what should the federal government do in response?
Sure. Well, as we all know, Obamacare has not been very successful. They have all these challenges and all these questions. It's cost way more than people thought. I know that Congress is looking at how they would, what changes they would make, and I look forward to continuing to work with them. I want to make sure people get health care in our state. I have a new commission on health care and hospital financing. We've got to figure out how we drive down the cost of health care, because that's really the biggest problem that people have in health care is it's cost too much, and then the fact that it's gotten better because in Florida we have more jobs, but it's often tied to the job.
Is there a specific fix you would support on the state level?
Say it again?
Is there a specific fix to that problem?
I think it has to be a federal fix.
Hi, Governor.
Hi.
There's been some talk about you running for Marco Rubio's Senate seat. Might you decide on that? Plus, could today possibly be an audition for you as a vice presidential candidate?
I like Florida. I'm not running for Marco Rubio's seat, and I'm running to keep the state to be #1. I'm excited that we finally beat Texas in the last 12 months in job creation. I reminded Governor Perry when I talked to him today.
If your lieutenant governor does run for that seat,
I'm going to focus on this job.
If your lieutenant governor runs for that Marco Rubio seat, should he step down as lieutenant governor?
he'll make those decisions.
Well, I'm asking you though.
He'll make that decision.
Governor, what do you say to critics who say you should be in
Critics, there's critics?
who say you should be in
Not
Tallahassee
your
trying
governor,
to,
never any critics.
who say you should be in Tallahassee trying to get our state a budget instead of down here helping other candidates run for president?
Sure. What I'm doing today is making sure people know what we've done in our state. It helps promote our state. It helps promote more job growth in our state. And then on top of that, think about it. If we had a president that did what we do in Florida, what the opportunity would be for families in our state. That's what I'm doing.
Governor, I have
Last
a question.
question,
Should the state of Florida be shaking at the knees with the thought that we could lose business, and the focus today is business, now that the climate with Cuba is changing? I actually spoke with some business leaders who are visiting today's event from South Florida, some of them Colombian, some of them Cuban, some of them Venezuelan, and that's something they brought up in just chatting with me in the hallways.
Yeah, I think it's shameful what the president's done. The Castro brothers haven't changed. Let's stop and think about it. They're not changed. They don't believe in democracy. They're part of the civil unrest in Venezuela, and now we have a president that's changing our position as a country with Cuba. We need to continue to stand with the ladies in white. We need to stand with Intunas. We need to say we're not until you change your actions and start believing in democracy and political freedom. We're not going to change how we deal with you.
Algunas palabras en español. I know you've been working in your Spanish. Anything in Spanish that you would like to say?
Say sure. Estamos con los candidatos presidenciales en Orlando para nuestra cumbre de crecimientos económico. Sí, todos los candidatos están aquí. Governors Rick Perry, Bobby Jindal, Chris Christie, Scott Walker, Governor Bush, Senator Rubio, Governor Huckabee. Si los candidatos hablaran conmigo sobre sus planes para economía de nuestro país, yo voy a hablar de lo que hemos hecho en Florida. Desde 2010, la Florida ha creado más de 865,000 trabajos en el sector privado y la tasa de desempleo ha bajado a 5.6%. Es un buen día para que todos los candidatos hablen de economía.
Muy bien, gracias.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sí, pero